hello. Welcome back to Story Reckless. I am Nathan. I am your DM this evening, and I use he, him pronouns. I'm going to pass it over to our players to do their quick intros.
My name is Claire, my pronouns are they, them, and I am playing Primrose, Furbolg Warlock.
And my name is Olive, I use she and they pronouns, and I'm playing Propriety, Distributed Consciousness. Also, I got something in my eye like 30 seconds before the stream started, and so if I blink a lot, please forgive me. Always a crisis. D&D streaming, they didn't tell us how dangerous it would be.
Oh, so dangerous. So many dangers around every corner. Well, it's good to be back. My internet saga is completed, hopefully. Apparently the internet went down in like the whole neighborhood. So it wasn't just us, which is nice to know.
Again, the dangers of streaming.
Yeah. So hopefully it stays up. Yes, Operation Olive's Necklace is amazing.
Yes.
So before we go into the recap tonight, we have a couple of announcements to make. I'll make the first one, which is exciting. One of our friends of the stream, Eric, who is over on the Nerd Botchery channel on Twitch. You can actually watch them on Mondays as well, just before our stream. I believe they go from 4 to 6 PST. Anyways, I will be guest starring on their show, or making a guest appearance on their show sometime in April. We haven't nailed down the date yet, but it's coming up here, and we'll keep you updated on the details. I'm really excited. I think y'all are excited, hopefully.
Yeah.
They are in for a treat, let me tell you.
So yeah, I'll be making a guest appearance there, and then we will be hosting one of their players. Again, we're still working out the details, but hopefully we'll be bringing one of their players over for a guest appearance in the next couple months. So yeah, it should be really exciting to do the collaboration with them, and we're thrilled to be working with them. So, and then Claire, I believe you had an announcement?
I have an announcement. Our first anniversary is coming up. April 12th is actually our anniversary. However, on the 11th, which is a Monday, we are going to be doing our anniversary episode, which is an extended stream. We're streaming from 7 till 10, Nathan?
That is what we're planning.
Okay.
We will let you know if things change, but yes, that's what we're planning.
Yeah, so a double-length episode, as it were. We will be starting half an hour early. We will also be announcing all of this on our socials. It's really exciting that we've been doing this for an entire year, and y'all have been watching. It's also frankly pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Every week, it's so nice.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us. We really appreciate it. Yeah, it's crazy. I guess technically for any of you that managed to catch any of our test streams, I think we've already hit our year mark, which is crazy.
That's true, yes.
Yeah, but
There's
our
just
official...
that one person who, like...
I know, I gotta look up who that was. I keep forgetting.
We were playing just like some totally unannounced, like a kobold, like ruin exploration, and then like somebody showed up.
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
It was.
Yeah.
You made it real.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
I just thought
They followed us.
Yeah. Not to go on too much of a tangent here, but I just thought it was so funny when we went live for that test stream, like the amount of nervous energy that we had was like palpable, and there like literally wasn't anybody there. It was just the three of us, but we were like, oh my god, we're live. So
I've never done it before.
yeah.
I had that on Monday. I'd never pressed the button before.
Yeah.
And you did a great job. You
It's
really
scary.
did. Okay.
Thanks.
Well, let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, Mara, I don't know how it's almost been a year. It's time.
Thanks for hanging out in chat.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so let us jump into this, shall we? So last time, as Propriety and Primrose banged on this giant iron door that was blocking their way into the under level of the barn door tower beneath the smoldering rockets, Primrose used some eldritch blasts with the help of Propriety using remind me of the spell, the Toll the Dead, to break the door free, and it boom popped open. As you stepped into the hall, a giant insect came out of the darkness towards you in an aggressive stance, and Alpaca Macadamia Nuts panicked and started to run down the hall, and you quickly determined that it was just an illusion, while Alpaca Macadamia Nuts ran into the room at the end of the hall screaming for help, saying that the big lady was going to kill him. As you both, as all of you rather, went into this room, you found yourselves confronted with more of Stonky's cult, as well as those robots. Unfortunately, it was a violent encounter, and you had to fight your way through these robots and cultists. Stonky eventually revealing himself to you and proceeded to cast a fireball in your midst, incinerating many hands, many of Propriety's hands, the like servant figures that surround the heart is what we are calling the kind of main core of Propriety. And with that aggressive action, Propriety used the animate object spell to great effect once more and swarmed Stonky, pummeling him with objects and dealing the final blow with a model rocket that swirled around as he saw stars in his dazed state. And then the rocket came into his vision and right between the eyes knocked him on his ass, and he was unfortunately no longer with us. As Primrose was knocked unconscious during this combat, you thankfully, just before being knocked out, activated this strange egg that you had, which charmed all of the skitter widgets. And in those final moments, the remaining cultists fled in fear, and Propriety thankfully was able to get a health potion via the eyes, the owl that flew in, and one of the charmed cultists grabbed the potion and put it into Primrose's mouth to bring her back to consciousness. So this is where we are picking up. So Primrose, as well, let's see. First, Propriety, as you are looking through the eyes, you see that dragonborn cultist grab the potion and put it in. You can hear footsteps and kind of panicked breaths and screaming. And I guess from the, well, you can't hear through the heart because it's all through the eyes. Well, anyways, you hear them running down the hall away from the eyes as the cultists flee the scene. Primrose, you come to consciousness with this dragonborn there with an empty glass bottle pulling away, and then the skitter widgets all looming over you, one of them kind of nuzzling you, making sure that you're okay. So what would the two of you like to do? I guess we'll start with Primrose, since you were kind of in the most immediate moment here.
Thank you. This is to the Dragonborn.
Yes. The Dragonborn, leaning over you, she pulls back. She has these bronze scales, kind of this very like large, she's rather like rotund for a dragonborn. Kind of has like almost like a bullfrog like bottom protruding out, and kind of like if a reptilian figure could have like kind of buck teeth, like her upper jaw kind of protrudes out a little bit, and the teeth are a little larger there that kind of hang over like a crocodile. But she's smiling at you, looking down. No problem at all. I just wanted to help.
Thank you.
Are you all right?
I think so. Where is everyone else, can
Huh.
I see Stonky's body from where I am? I'm not sure that I can really.
As you sit up and look over to the other end of the room, you just see all these objects hanging in the air, gently swirling, and just below you see the slumped over form of Stonky, the robe kind of up over the ankles, past the knees, laying on his back, and there's a rocket ship protruding out the top of his head.
Ah.
Oh, oh dear. Oh, poor Stonky. I hope you don't mind. I would like to go. I would like to go take.
I'll come with you. I'm gonna grab the egg and just kind of keep back a little bit, but keep close to her.
Okay. She waddles over and gets down, kind of gently pushing aside these floating objects gingerly, and then gets down on her knees. Propriety, you see this as she's walking over there, Primrose following behind. What do you want to do? Your heart is back in the hallway.
I think my heart has felt kind of along the walls
Okay.
to like one of those open doors.
Okay.
And just ducked inside of it because there's a bunch of
Okay.
custodians coming down and they're panicked.
So the one to the north, perhaps? That one is along that wall?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's go in there.
Okay. You aren't having the issue again where you can't see the map, are you?
I'm in Chrome. We're good.
Okay, cool. Just to check, I gave you control of an actual owl token. Are you able to see through that?
No.
Okay, I will fix that in just a second. But so the heart feels along the wall and pushes into the wall. Pushes into the doorway where that well was. As all these cultists go running past in a panic.
And as long as I'm within 60 feet, I should be able to telepathically communicate with
Let's see.
Primrose.
Yes, you are. Do you want to say
Oh
something?
dear. You're back on your feet, are you?
Yes, I am. I've got a couple people charmed here. Things are under control for the moment.
Oh, that's a nice change. Oh boy. They're rather excitable, aren't they?
Yes, I'm wondering how Stonky seems to be dead.
Yeah, there was that explosion and I didn't really see an alternative.
Oh yes, I felt that explosion. My goodness. What is our plan here, my dear?
Have you seen that the particularly excitable one, the one that was yelling about how we would kill them all?
I have not seen him since I blacked out.
Well, perhaps we can talk to somebody who's a little bit less panicked, has a better head on their shoulders.
Yes.
Figure out what's going on here.
I have this very helpful. Actually, you're here. You can see her. You're on her shoulder. This very helpful woman here. I'll see what I can do with her.
I'll just I'm in one of the rooms down the hall. I'll keep an eye on
Alright.
things.
I'll come find you when I can.
Okay. As you are finishing this up, you see that she's gently pulled the rocket out, placed it on the ground, and then just kind of taken. She reaches up to one of the tables and like pulls off a big piece of parchment paper and just gently lays it down over the face of Stonky. My word. I suppose he shouldn't have cast that fireball at you. Us being friends, I don't know why he did that.
I understand why he might. I mean...
Well, you see, Stonky explained to us that if any of the Avowed were to find out, they most certainly would be stopping us, and Mr. Caleb Brightwood can be rather persuasive.
He can.
We were anticipating doing whatever it would take, is what Stonky said, in order to get among the stars.
What if I told you that I was an avowed, and I am enthusiastic about you going to space.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Then you won't be stopping us then.
No, frankly, I would be interested in joining you.
Oh, good, good. We have the most priceless books collected upstairs. Most
Yes.
pristine collection.
I would be delighted to peruse them.
I realize now that though I feel quite comfortable with you and though I've known you for quite some time, I don't know your name.
My name is Primrose.
Ah, Primrose. Well,
What's yours?
well, I go by Ram Sugar.
Ram Sugar. Oh,
but-
that's very sweet.
But my name is Naughty.
Naughty.
Naughty, yes.
All right. Do you have a preference for one name or the other?
Well, seeing as she looks down at Stonky, you could call me Naughty.
All right. Well, Naughty, my friend, Propriety, is around here somewhere. That's
The
her.
owl ruffles
That's
its
their
feathers.
owl on your
Oh.
shoulder.
Ooh, ooh.
Are you able to speak with the owl? Is this your friend?
This is my friend. Yes.
Oh, hello, Propriety.
And I can hear you quite well as well. Hello, Norty.
What?
Oh,
Oh.
are you hearing voices in your head?
Yes. Oh,
Yes, that's
what a
Propriety.
neat trick. I've never met an owl that could speak to me before.
There are some other bits of them too. We should probably go find them.
Oh, very well. We should be getting settled soon. I believe we have about a half hour left before things. We definitely don't want to be down here when, well, when
That's
the
good to know.
fireworks start.
All right. I think to Propriety, could you send a couple of your hands upstairs and start throwing books out the tower?
Yes, let me collect myself. And I will have the my eyes like fly back into the hallway to kind of like guide me.
Okay.
And I would like to have my heart come out of the little nook and start putting my hands back together. Once again.
Okay.
So-
Okay. How long does it take to cast?
1 minute.
1 minute? Okay, that's fine. We'll say that this whole thing is taking place over 5 minutes. So by the end of that, you'll be able to have your hands up. So you go out into the hall and start gathering up the bones.
A
Primrose,
little bit more charred than they were last time.
I was actually about to say, actually, yeah. So, not that it's a surprise to Primrose, but I guess for the audience, you see, yeah. I realize it sounds like naughty. Nordy, Nordy is the name. But, anyways, for the audience, you see Propriety as they are scooping up the remains of the hands, with the clothing burned away in many places. I mean, Propriety, what are people seeing as you're actually, what is underneath the clothing and the armor that has been burned away?
I mean, it's kind of like mummified skin and bones. So it's just like there's these very ornate, regal, as we've described, like yellow robes, masks. The masks, like parts of them have been like burnt away. There are like holes in the robes, and you can just like sometimes like see a hole all the way through. Kind of like armor has like kind of like melted and warped, so there'll be like a joint that like it doesn't quite bend correctly anymore. And Propriety's just like, oh dear, such a mess. It's gonna take forever to mend. And I'm gonna be able to get 3 of them.
3.
I think with a single casting of Animate Dead.
Okay.
And I'll leave my last one.
I know
Oh.
that it doesn't actually make a difference, but for flavor purposes, which 3 are you bringing back?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna leave Sling
Okay.
and bring back Grace, Arrow, and the other one whose name I totally remember.
Oh wait, never mind. Hold on, I don't need to do that. I forgot I had your tokens here. Grace.
Got Grace, Sling, Sentinel, and Arrows. So I'll leave Sling and have Sentinel, Grace, and Arrows.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I think you should have control of those tokens. But Primrose, you do see the skitter widget as Propriety is pulling the bones away from the door. Some of them whip around and kind of, and the tails sparking.
It's all right. I tell them. They won't hurt you at this point.
I can kind of also drag the bones away from the door.
Yeah.
Just to not aggravate them.
They kind of get into a defensive V formation in front of the door with their backs to you, Primrose, looking out. But yeah, they're all standing there. All right, so after some time, you get your hands back. Primrose, did you want to do anything in the meantime?
Yes, and for 2 or 3 minutes, Norty, is there anything here that we should bring with us upstairs? Anything that Stonky would want to be brought?
Well, I suppose we should check the office and see the control room to see if there's anything in there. We weren't allowed inside. And you can see that above the door, in brass, there is a sign that has been kind of slightly crooked, placed above, that says control room. I suppose I could go in there with you. Oh, Stonky. Right. I'm so sorry. And she places a hand on his chest.
I'm very sorry, too.
How confident are you that you can proceed as normal without Stonky? Did he have codes or some sort of procedure that you don't know about?
I don't know. Actually, he was the one in charge of all that. We were helping getting things ready. He just said not to touch any of the controls upstairs, as they've only been, well, something bad would happen if we were to touch them. Only he was allowed to touch the controls, so that could prove challenging.
We will probably need to touch the controls in order to go.
Oh dear. All right.
What happens in a half hour? What is causing that timer?
Well, as I understand it, the arcane devices below the tower will shoot great balls of fire out, which will propel us into the heavens. And then we'll be in space.
All right. While she goes ahead, I'm going to give Stonky a quick pat down.
Okay. Looking through Stonky's stuff. You find a key, an iron key, as well as a wand that is at his side that dropped on the ground. It's just a spell focus. It's a wand. There is a brass locket around his neck. There's a brass locket in one of his pockets with a broken chain, and a scrap of paper in the same pocket.
I will take the key, the locket, and the paper.
Okay. What do you want to do with them? Just
I want to look in the locket and read the paper.
You pop open the locket, and inside you see a little portrait of Stonky on one side. and on the other there's a sketch of the tower with little flames shooting out it, and then little hearts drawn all around it.
That's very cute. I will pocket that.
The paper, as you pull that open, your warlock ability, you can read any language, right?
I can read any language.
Okay,
yes.
good. Okay. You see, I guess in Gnomish, you were able to kind of see the initial Gnomish script, and then it shifts into Common, and it reads, or whatever is your primary language, and it reads coop, and then there's a dash, abort. And then below that it says shed dash delay. And then below that it says stable dash blast off with an exclamation point.
Excellent.
Do you want me to type that out, or do you think you got it?
I got that.
Okay.
And this is coop as in chicken coop, yes? Not...
Yes.
All right.
COOP.
And I will do my best to stay within 20 feet of everyone here.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Right, because if you move 20 feet out from them, does the effect stops?
It just
okay,
stops.
fades. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It is more important to me to keep Norty in my sphere than all of the skitter widgets.
Okay. Well, Norty
And I'm going to keep both my heart and my hands outside,
Okay.
and only my eyes are inside. I still don't have control over the owl.
Oh, okay.
So I'm using my main token here.
I don't know why that's not working. Oh well, that's fine. Is it the wrong owl? I wonder. Hold on, I just want to check one thing. It is the wrong owl. That's why it's not working. Give me 1 sec, because I went through the effort of getting this set up. I would like it to work. Try that owl. Can you move that owl?
I don't see an owl. Let's see. No, I cannot. No,
But
that's not
why?
the sound that owls make.
Ooh, ooh.
Okay. Oh well. Well, I'll give you this. As soon as you finish that propriety, you have finished your casting of your hands. But I guess you don't want to go inside, right? Because of the skitter widget. So your owl is there. And Norty is looking like she kind of is looking between you and the control room. Primrose, did you want to go into the control room? I could go if you like.
Let's both go, and I will trail her well behind.
Okay.
Again, just trying. Oh gosh. Propriety, be a dear and follow her in, please. I have limited control of these people.
Of course.
Got
I'll
it.
keep her company.
So you can really
And so-
only go 1 square forward, Primrose.
Yeah, and I will go 1 square forward.
Okay. All right. So
My eyes will just land on Naughty's shoulder.
okay. So going into this room, what you
And
see, propriety.
I believe I also still have comprehend languages up from I cast it at the very beginning of the adventure.
Okay, cool. As Norty walks in, with you resting on her shoulder, you see that there is, at the back corner of the room, the southeast corner, there is this large iron safe about 5 feet on a side, and the door is actually popped open. You can tell there's the safe is empty. There's nothing in it. You also see that there is what looks to be, like, for a modern context, like a console almost, like a big metal bench type thing, and it's bolted to the floor, and you can see that there is a little like circular, almost like window, but you notice that there's a lot of condensation in the room, and the window itself is slightly like shimmering, but being projected or somehow like some kind of illusion on this little shimmering window, you see a countdown, and it is going from 30 minutes down to 29, so on and so forth.
What time are we at now? Just
You are
asking out of
at
curiosity's
yes.
sake.
You are at 29 minutes left.
I am, in order to keep Norty in my range, the farthest skitter widget is now out.
Okay, good to know.
I believe not all of them were charmed at any.
All of the skitter widgets were charmed. Yeah.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You step out of its range. It seems to be fixated on the door. And is just kind of in that defensive pose. It hasn't seemed to change its behavior yet. That's good to know. So this one is no longer. So does that mean that if you step back into its range, does it get to make a save again?
It would need to make a save again, yes.
Okay, good to know. You also see on this console there is a blinking red button built into it. Looks to be like a red glass or red crystal that's blinking. That looks like it's kind of inset into this metal console. Suspended above the console, you see these kind of like they're like iron frames, like window frames. And again, they have that like shimmering quality to it. And you see these little drops of water going bloop. And you see that there are buckets set up trying to catch the drops of water that are bloop, 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 dripping into the buckets. So it's almost like 4 monitors, like for a modern context, it's like these 4 computer displays, but they appear to be made of this like shimmering watery surface, and droplets of water are dripping off of them. And displayed on them, you see these kind of warped images of one of them you recognize as the base level of the barn door. And as you look up, you can see all of those panicked cultists in there, like frantically waving their arms, talking to each other silently. And then in one of the other displays, you can see another room with 4 large wooden pillars with chairs bolted to the floor. Again, bookcases surrounding the whole room in this circular room. But these ones are filled with, it's kind of hard to make out, but it doesn't look like there's books in there. There's something else in these cases. And then like strapped down to these chairs, like so much so that they can barely move, there are 4 humanoids strapped into the chairs that you don't recognize. Not in a like they've been captured way, like they look like they're just patiently sitting there waiting. And like you see some of them kind of trying to lean because there's clearly something happening, and and you see them like talking to each other and trying to like shrug, but they're just like strapped into these chairs with like ropes. You see another display that shows what looks to be a massive telescope poking up to like a cylindrical metal roof. There's like a small chair in front of the telescope that has a wheel connected to it, and there's a big lever to one side, and then there's other chairs off to the side, and all of those chairs are bolted to the floor as well, and there are those same bindings that are kind of loosely laying off to the sides, connected to the chairs. And then the 4th room shows what looks to be some kind of study. There's like bookcases and a big desk, and more chairs that are also bolted to the ground with more of those bindings put on them, again loose, nobody tied into them. And that's what you see in here.
I would like to make some Arcana check or investigation checks, please.
Yeah, go ahead, make an investigation check.
I will also relay the contents of the piece of paper that I found to Propriety.
Okay, so you have that in mind.
Ooh, that's an 11.
An 11. Okay.
That's a 2 + 9.
Okay.
This is befuddling.
It most certainly is. I mean, like, you are a very experienced person in the arcane, or entity in the arcane. So like you've never seen anything quite like this, but you can kind of what you suspect is there's likely something like permanent scrying orbs that are in place throughout the structure, and that these are the means to view through them. But yeah, you've never seen quite an intricate contraption as this. And then the console, I mean, the console is very simple. There's just the button and a countdown, but I'm sure it's obvious to you, like, obviously what the countdown is for. What the button does, I mean, only one way to find out.
Okay.
Oh, and there's no other, like, you don't see any other things in the room, like knickknacks or anything like that, so.
All right. Naughty. You said that...
Naughty.
Naughty.
Yes.
My telepathic pronunciation is slightly off, it seems.
It's okay. Sometimes people have a hard time understanding me.
Naughty. So you said that Stonky was going to stay down here instead of joining everybody else?
No. Well, you see that Stonky lost his ring. We were all helping him find it. It is the ring that allows him to control the skitter widgets. And he was hoping to bring them along with us, but we're having a difficult time finding the ring. So we were going to wait until about 5 minutes before and then skedaddle on up there. Get settled in. She keeps nervously looking back. Go ahead.
Who's going to press this button? Do you know what this button does?
I don't know. I've never been in here. It does look rather tempting to push, though, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Perhaps we better not.
No, probably not.
And all of these compatriots tied to chairs, they
Oh yes, they must be getting ready for the journey. We were told to strap ourselves down.
Yes. Rather exciting. Well, can't see anything else to do here. Perhaps we should go and talk to your other friends, and they seem to be rather excited. Maybe we can clear up this misunderstanding.
Oh yes, I'll be sure to explain. Primrose is a nice relationship.
That'd be much appreciated.
Of course. Primrose. And she starts to come out. There's just a big red button in there. I don't quite make out much more of what's going on. Apparently, Stonky had a way of observing all of us. But Propriety, the owl... Propriety is... I do like to... I'm sorry. Has suggested that we should go upstairs, which I think would be wise, as the countdown is going
Moving
down.
along? All right. There aren't labels or anything on anything in there, are there? Is there?
I did not see any. And Propriety, you didn't see any either.
Yeah.
There was some symbols on the safe, but they were not words.
Oh.
And the safe was open and empty.
All right.
I'm sorry?
Rather strange. Keep your eyes out for a ring. It may help us control the skitter widgets. I say just to Primrose.
Right.
Was Stonky wearing a ring?
And Nordy goes, I'm sorry, are you speaking with me? It sounds like...
Oh. Generally speaking, when I am speaking only to Propriety, it's telepathic.
Telepathic, got it, okay.
Just because that's easier.
Understood. A ring. No, we were looking for the ring.
I see. As we're moving out of the room, just quick glance around.
Perception check.
Can I also make one?
Yeah.
+0?
Mm-hmm.
I know, maybe owls get higher.
14. Oh yeah, you can use the owl's stats. 14? Okay.
perception plus 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, nat 20. Come on. Oh, 21.
Wow. You do not see, either of you do not see a ring anywhere. All that you make out is a lot of those tables, seem to have these semi-deconstructed skitter widgets on them, as well as one table has, some sketches and plans of presumably the construction or like getting the rockets operational. But you do see that within those deconstructed skitter widgets, like there is some really intricate, for lack of a better word, like gizmos, like like clockwork devices and things in there that probably are really valuable and catch your attention, but there's a lot of debris, so it would take some time to try to like sort through and collect them if that's something you wanted to do.
As we leave, I will just pop something into my scarf.
Okay, you can grab one,
Sure.
and kind of scoop it into your scarf. You have one metal gizmo, we will say. It is worth 250 gold.
All right.
Can I, with my 21, get the shiniest or prettiest one? Just have the eyes swoop down, grab it?
I wonder how much weight an owl could lift. Let's see.
The smaller something is, the more valuable it is.
Sure. You can pick up a metal gizmo and it'll also be 250 gold, so you can put that in your inventory. Okay, I am going to... So another 5...
Love getting treasure on one-shots.
Yeah.
Another 5 minutes have gone by. I'm just kind of breaking this down by room, so just to stay consistent.
Okay.
I don't want to get too...
Move back into that farthest skitter widget's aura as we head out.
Okay, it'll make an int save.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 16.
Oh, that makes it.
Okay, so it's not charmed, but its back is still to you.
All right. I will telepathically communicate to the skitter widgets. We're all going to go back to your child now.
They look towards you. And they kind of... One of them skitters up to you. Do you communicate to the one that's not charmed as well?
Yes, I don't know if I know who's charmed or not.
Okay, so they all look towards you. And the one that is not charmed looks at you, and its eyes...
Oh,
and the
dear.
tail... and...
Norty
goes, oh no. I have no way of controlling this. And it starts to skitter towards you. So...
Do you mind if I attack it?
No, please, as it's
I don't
rushing towards
think
you.
that you can do this. If you can get past it somehow, I think that would work better.
So, I guess what we'll do is we'll just go to the top. I know we're just going to go to the top of the round, like top of the order, which technically Propriety and Primrose, you are able to act before the skitter widgets do. So what do you do as this one starts skittering towards you, Primrose? I guess Propriety, you can act first.
Yeah.
I have Tasha's Mind Whip, which can
Can you cast it
prevent
through
it
the
from taking
eyes?
reactions.
Can you cast that through the eyes?
No, I have to see it, but I could just move my heart, I think.
I mean, you see through your...
You see
your
through your
eyes.
eyes, so...
Yeah, I see through my eyes, but I could just like move my heart, perhaps like along the wall.
Yeah.
And just like peek in, because I can like see what's going on in there.
Okay.
Just be like, I can stun it.
So it does a Mind Whip, I think it makes an int save.
Yep. Let's...
It got a
let's
13.
go. Phew. Okay, we're good. So that was second level. So it takes 3d6 psychic damage and
Okay.
can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage. Okay.
13.
Remarkably, it can take psychic damage.
Yeah.
Okay. As it lunges towards you, Primrose. You watch as it suddenly and sparks start to fly out, and it seems to be kind of faltered for a moment.
And you see the heart just like poking its head, just like almost languidly around the corner of the door. They're like, come along now. Quickly.
Okay. And Primrose?
That's also propriety, I say to Norty.
Oh. All right, we should be going.
Yes, I'm going to go.
Okay.
So that, hold on.
And so it cannot take reactions, that's right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right, we will... Yeah, go ahead.
Close the door, and if there's a lock, I'm going to lock it.
Okay.
Once we're all out.
So Norty follows suit directly behind you as the two of you go running. You have to kind of push past this thing as it's still... and it's trying to follow you. Its tail twitching. You push through, grab the iron door, and slam it shut. There's not a lock on this side.
That's all right.
But it is shut.
I will give it a quick... I will give the lock a quick Eldritch Blast. And see if that won't melt it.
So, okay. Yeah, I love it. Make a...
I hope we don't need that button later.
I hope we don't either.
Just make an attack roll for me.
15.
15. Okay. So you blast the door where the lock would be, and you do see the metal kind of bend in. It's maybe wedged a little, but it's not going to hold long. So you didn't quite manage to seal it.
Right. Down the hall we go.
Okay. You go... So where are you all headed, I guess?
Are we going to space? What
Let's
are the
go
books?
Sort things out with the ones who keep yelling. And let's go to space.
All right.
I'm game if you are.
Oh, yes, I mean, I've experienced a little bit of interesting things that might be from out there, but I certainly would like to see them all myself.
All right, so you start running down the hall. All the while behind you, you hear the door. So you get about, 30 feet down the hall. You hear the door. Boom,
It also needs
pops
to
open.
either move, take an action, or bonus action. Only one of 3 on its next turn.
Interesting. Okay, so the door pops open, and you see it slowly, like herky-jerky, trying to come after you down the hall. But it doesn't have ranged attacks, and both of you, all of you on your next turns can dash and get away from it. So you manage to escape down the hall through the double doors and start running up the spiral staircase. So let me grab all of these tokens.
If I can, I would also like to grab the kitty widget into my scarf.
Oh, okay. I would like you to make... Are you trying to do this in a way to, like, also this thing is, I think it's size, let me see what size it is. I don't know if it's size tiny.
Is it mage handable? I got mage hand.
It's size small, so you could probably squeeze it into your scarf, but it's not tiny. But I guess my question is, for you, Primrose, are you trying to do this in a, like, you're coaxing it in, or are you like, wrestling it and shoving it in?
Just grabbing and shoving.
Okay, then let's do a contested, this will be like a grapple. We'll do a contested strength.
Oh, dear. 16?
I rolled a 6.
Oh, of course.
So you reach down, grab onto this thing, which is probably like the size of a cat. Maybe like a big dog, like a medium-sized dog, and it's like as you...
I hope you'll be all right in here.
You just put it in it as it starts slurping down into your scarf, and the little tail sparking all the while as it slips inside.
So
It is a bag of holding.
sort of.
Okay.
It does have some air. I don't know how much it needs.
Well, also, as you are running up the stairs with this thing in there, you do see the opening to the scarf start to like peel open as the tail is trying to.
No. Stay in.
So you the whole time you're running, you're having to hold shut the eldritch opening of your scarf, as whatever this little kitty widget is trying to escape, and you're holding it down, running up the stairs with Nordy and Propriety. So you have a kitty widget in your
my inventory.
in your inventory. As you do run up the stairs, you do hear a little, and you see one more crawl out from the rubble on the other side, watching as you all go fleeing up the stairs.
Can one of my hands scoop that one up?
You can try. We'll do another strength, contested strength check here.
Okay.
Scarf it down. Oh my god.
I appreciate that.
And can one of my... So if I have two of my hands go for it, could it be with advantage?
Yes.
Olive.
I have to ask.
It's fair. It's a fair.
That's a 10.
It got a 13, so it skitters away before they can grab onto it, and it kind of backs up with the tail, and you hear down the hall.
Well, we have done as best we can.
The skitter widget is coming after you. Do you go up the stairs?
Yes, we do, and close that trapdoor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you run away, the kitty widget is going to lash out at one of your hands.
Okay.
It will use its tail. An 18 to hit?
That's a hit.
Okay, so you are going to take... It's a little tiny tail. You take 4 points of piercing damage on whichever hand was doing that. So it... And then an additional 4 points of lightning damage as it courses up the side of the hand.
15.
But nevertheless, you make it up the stairs, and let me grab all y'all and move you upstairs. Okay. Da-da-da.
Poor babies.
All right, I have to move. Okay, so coming up the stairs. You push down on that lever you saw, Primrose, which pops open the bookcase, and you come piling out into the room amongst the many startled cultists, which all kind of and back up away from the door, all holding their brooms out towards you, and you see they're all like kind of gathered around Alpaca Macadamia Nuts, who's like in the center of this group with his broom up. You killed
All of them
Jake.
need to make int saves.
Yeah.
Ah. Well, what about the ones that succeeded on it last time? I would assume it would be, because normally if you, with like a charm effect, I think if you save, then that's, that's it. And it's like 24 hours or something.
This needs some rewriting just to get specifics for various circumstances. It doesn't say anything about anything.
Okay. Well, I think typically with a charm effect, if you succeed on it, you're immune. You're
immune for 24 hours or something.
Yeah,
I
think the vampire charm effect is like that. It's like you're immune for 24 hours if you succeed. So let's go with
all
that.
all of the broom wielding cultists would need to make the save.
Except for Alpaca. But because Alpaca,
Did he succeed?
I mean, he must have, because he was fleeing. Unless you activated it. I don't remember, so we'll keep it easy. Yeah, we'll have all the broom wielding cultists make it.
He was near Stonky when I activated it. He was out of the range.
Okay, right. But so then he would have had to run through it to leave, and he would have succeeded. So it'll just be 2 of the cultists will make this.
Right,
int. 6 and a 19. So one of them fails. Go with... Was it Cow Cotton? Sure. Go with Cow Cotton. The
handsome half-elf.
The handsome half-elf. Yes.
Excellent.
So he smiles as you enter the room while everybody else is tense. And Macadamia Nuts is wielding the broom, staring at you. They killed Shaggy! Get him! Right as Nordy is pushing past. Oh, no, wait. It's just I'm afraid it's a misunderstanding. We're friends. This is my friend Primrose. What? Ram Sugar? You shot yourself. They killed Shaggy. Our mission. Yes, but they would like to come with us into space.
Yes. Very much so. We're very sorry about Stonky. It happened so fast. He almost killed me, you see.
What? Well, I'm so confused right now. Everybody just stay calm. I have this under control, okay?
Do I see books? I mean, like, I know that there are books here, but do I see the books? Are these the books?
I mean, all the bookshelves here are filled with books. Are you looking for something in particular, or just books in general?
Well, the most valuable ones that they're taking away. I suppose I can ask Norty telepathically if these are the books.
Well, you're asking that right now. It's a bit of a... Yes, these are some of them. Stalky has a more selective collection in his study, which is part of this tower.
All right, thank you.
I'm just really confused. Ram Sugar, they killed Stalky. How can you forgive them? I know. It's really the worst thing that could have happened.
We want to continue his vision, though.
She's really quite wonderful. You should listen to her. Can you make a persuasion check at advantage?
Yes.
Actually, straight roll because of straight roll.
Ooh, 26.
All right, just everybody stand down.
I'm so sorry this happened. But if we could fulfill his vision even after his death, that might be worth something.
Okay, you promised to help.
Of course.
I think everything's all set up. I was just talking with the other two here, and the other two is you see a halfling, and a human, both in the custodial robes. They were part of Shonky's inner circle, like Ram Sugar was, and seems like everything should be good to go.
All right.
Well, for Stonky.
For Stonky.
For Stonky. For Stonky. All right.
Can I back up against a bookcase?
Yes. You back up against the bookcase. Macadamia Nuts looks around the room. All right, everybody. We don't have much time left. Everybody get into your positions. We'll have to find a way. I don't know if there's enough chairs for all of you. And according to Sonky, it could get rough once the launch occurs. But everybody upstairs will figure it out. There might be some extra rope or something.
All right. And certainly a couple of you, I actually do say this a lot, a couple of you could probably sit in my scarf, Propriety?
Oh, yes, that's a fantastic idea.
All right.
Right, the scarf. Okay, nobody panic when you see people go into the scarf. Or if dead things come out of it. And he looks over and there's like a bump. Okay, everybody else go upstairs.
So, what was Stonky going to do? Do you any of you know at all? Perhaps we should look at and try to figure out if there's some sort of procedure that we need to follow in his memory.
Oh, well, Stonky, I almost did a mix of. Sorry.
It's all right. You're playing like 5 or 6 different people right now.
I almost did Nordy's voice, but with the well, Stonky. Anyways. Stonky was going to be sitting in the control chair with the wheel. I don't know, honestly. Sheep sweet corn or pigweed, do you remember what he was supposed to be doing? The halfling and human just shrug, and mutter, I don't know. Oh dear, we'll just have to hope for the best, I suppose, or if one of you...
Let's take a look.
Yes,
Perhaps we can figure it out.
But please be careful. He said not to touch anything or something really bad would happen.
Absolutely. We will do our best to touch as few things as possible and to mitigate badness.
Okay. So everybody, Macadamia Nut starts shuffling and escorting everybody upstairs. Are the two of you following?
Books.
Okay, let me double check because the bookcases are, they have coverings, right? So they're like,
oh yes, you did say that.
They're cupboards, I guess, right? With these like diamond shaped windows in it where you can see the books beyond. I just want to see if they're locked or not. I don't think they are, so it shouldn't be too big an issue. But let me just
I'm trying to be subtle about this. I'm not looking to see which books I'm grabbing.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check regardless.
All right. Ooh. Oh, okay. No, that's all right. It's not great, but it's not a 1. Sleight of hand 9.
9. Okay. I don't think. Okay.
Your passives are higher.
Yeah. As everybody's being shuffled up, Macadamia Nuts does look over and sees you doing this. Primrose.
I'm sorry.
What are you
I'm
doing?
so excited to get to them later, and I'll close it again and follow.
Okay, can you all go up the stairs? And he just stays at the bottom of the steps and makes sure.
I will go up.
Okay. He watches you carefully and then follows in behind as you all start going up.
This poor man, I'm making his life so stressful.
All right, so you all go up to the next room. As you enter into the next room, you see that so as you step up the stairs, you are greeted with a strong smell of salted meat and dried fruit. And as you enter the room, you can see that there are these bookcases built into the walls with the cupboards closed with the little diamond-shaped windows. And inside, they are filled to the brim with rations of dried meat and fruit. You will see those pillars that you saw earlier, Propriety, and the chairs bolted down, and there are the 4 other cultists that have been strapped in. And as everybody enters the room, one of them a half-orc man looks up and goes, "What is going on?" As everybody comes up, and Macadamia goes, "It's just fine. We have some new
I need intelligence
members
saves from all of them.
Does this last an hour?
Homebrew magic
An
items,
hour.
baby.
Okay. What was the save on it?
15.
15? Okay, so 2 of them succeed, 2 of them fail. The half-orc immediately goes, "Oh, no problem. We're friends, right?" And then,
Yes, I'm Primrose.
and then another half-orc, a woman. Primrose, yeah. Well, we're good buddies. We've gone back a long ways. And
I've seen you around.
yeah. You know, I'm in the toilets usually. You probably see me there. It's my.
You do good work.
Thanks. It's my specialty. And then there's a dwarf and a half-elf that are just looking really confused as to all this going on. And Macadamia Nuts is trying to quickly explain. Unfortunately, Shonky will not be joining us. Everybody calm down. I know everybody starts harumphing. He will join us in the stars above once we're up there. Everything's fine. He kind of looks at the 2 of you like, and Nordy's like, yes, everybody just stay calm, and Sonky will be with us among the stars when we achieve our mission. Praise Stonky. Praise Stonky. And in this room, you can see another set of stairs going up, as well as a door underneath the set of spiral stairs going into some other room. Where do you want to go? You see Nordy and the other 2 kind of cultists that were in that are like part of the inner circle. To make it more clear, we'll say that they have probably purple trim on their robes, like they're somehow a higher rank custodian. So those 3 are starting to go upstairs, and Nordy is kind of looking and waving. It's just up here.
I will follow them.
Okay, Propriety, would you like to follow?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and Macadamia Nuts is going to follow behind, making sure everything's in order.
Nordy,
Yes.
I know that you aren't intending to come back.
No.
Do you know if there is a way to do so, should something go wrong?
No. We are meant to be amongst the stars. This whole journey is going to show the Avowed, really stick it to them that they don't deserve these books.
Primrose, I say telepathically.
Yes,
I don't have it ready, but given that if the launch is successful, I could make a teleportation circle up here, and potentially, if teleportation works.
I mean, I don't see why it shouldn't.
Oh, we don't know. Perhaps space magic doesn't work in space. We've never been there.
I feel like it would. It's still a material plane. I am comfortable with that. All right, thank you very much. That's
Yes, of
reassuring.
course.
So,
We're all right.
getting to the top of the stairs, you have about 15 minutes left as you enter into this room. You can see the 3 high-ranking cultists go over. 2 of them go over to the chairs in the corner. There's the 3 chairs there. You can see there's little name tags engraved into the backs of the chairs with each of their code names. As they get in, you see them starting to take these big heavy ropes and sliding them through these buckles and stuff, and starting to strap themselves down. And Macadamia Nuts is just kind of waiting at the top of the stairs, anxiously watching as you all enter the room, while Norty guides you over to this telescope. And what you see entering this room is that this is clearly the top of the tower. As you can see, the interior of the cone, which appears to be made of these tight-fitting iron slats. and it looks like it probably has the ability to retract in one section of it, as there is this massive telescope in the center of the room, which looks like it could probably rotate and swivel to get into, optimal positions. And then at the base of the telescope, there is a very small gnome-sized chair bolted into the ground with a overly engineered contraption coming out the bottom of it, connected to a steering wheel. That's like almost wooden ship captain steering wheel, but there is this little clockwork device set at the top of it that you see there are like one of those what is it? One of those counters where the metal pieces can flip to show different numbers, that kind of at the top of it. And it does read some sort of number. It's 3 digits. And there is an iron lever to the right of the chair jutting up from the floor, topped with a perfectly round ruby. And the numerals at the top of the steering wheel, they are faintly glowing with some kind of like arcane orange light. And
I'll throw a detect magic up, I think.
Okay, so throw up detect magic. Immediately there's a strong conjuration magic coming off of the there's evocation magic coming off the round stone at the top of the lever, the gem.
Don't touch that.
There's also conjuration magic coming. There's conjuration magic coming out of the eyepiece of the telescope. So there's
evocation magic on the ruby, conjuration on the telescope.
And the conjuration magic, it's you kind of see the lines coursing through everything, like almost like circuits. And there are essence, like there's kind of the highest concentration of conjuration magic coming from that tip of the telescope, but there are lines that connect to both the steering wheel and the lever. I think that's all the magic that you detect in the room. I'm just confirming, but yeah, that's what you get.
Can I tell my immediate concern is touching the ruby being trapped somehow, or is the ruby's evocation magic somehow like a thing that like activates the rocket engines?
Make an investigation check as you step over there, or I don't know, maybe the owl flutters over, but go ahead and make an investigation check.
The heart and I think the owl are kind of a unit currently.
Got it. Okay.
Oh my god, I'm rolling so bad. 13.
You don't see anything that looks like you're looking for a glyph or something, but you don't see anything obvious. But that magic is clearly there. So whatever is triggering it, you're not sure. You don't see what would obviously trigger it. However, you do see that the lever, as you're standing there, you see that there are 3 slots, which are labeled. One is labeled coupe, one is labeled shed, and one is labeled stable, all in common. The lever is currently in the notch labeled stable.
Excellent. Well, that seems rather straightforward. I can't tell if changing the lever would be safe. It is magically enchanted.
All right.
But this seems to be the control stick, and it's ready to blast off.
Shall we strap ourselves down?
I'd like to take a little bit more of a look around, make sure that we know what we're getting into.
All right. Just tell me when you want to start climbing in to my scarf, that is.
Yes, of course.
I've still got my hand right here.
I'm letting that strength check ride, but yes, you are. Um, so what would you like to do, Propriety?
I would like to just like look around. You said there were some other rooms in here, other
Same.
like.
Okay. Sure. So you both want to go because the other room is downstairs. Up here, it's just the one room with there are windows. Those little
those are
notches are
windows.
windows. Yes, yes.
All right.
And they're like portholes.
I want to take a quick look outside. Do we see Caleb Underwood or any sort of commotion?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Can I give advantage on that?
Sure.
Cool. My owl's eyes are better than mine. 15. Thanks to the advantage.
Looking out each of the little ports, you don't see Kaylin Brightwood. You might, I think looking out you see like kind of off down one of the alleys there's a bit of some avowed skittering about. Seems like there is definitely like people are trying to figure out something, but you don't see Kaylin anywhere and nobody's coming to the tower.
All right. And just looking up at the like sky, how's the sky looking? Is the magical dome that protects Candlekeep intact? Is it like shimmering?
Yeah.
The dome is not visible, unfortunately. So
I mean, do you still have detect magic up?
I do.
What's the
but I think
range
there's a
on that?
range on it.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like
that's-
60
yeah,
feet, I
no,
think.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 feet.
30 feet. Yeah.
no.
No. Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, I'm going to.
Norty,
Oh yes.
do you happen to know how you're going to get through the dome, or is that a stonky restricted information?
Oh.
It's why it.
Right.
Yes.
I believe he said not to worry about it.
Well, that's ominous.
Well, I trust Stonky with my life. I
Okay.
trusted Stonky with my life.
Yes. Well, I suppose Stonky knows best.
Indeed, he did. So are y'all gonna just? I mean, so the 3 chairs are gonna be occupied by the 3 cultists. There's the one tiny gnome chair.
Which is more your size than mine, dear.
I was figuring, if we only have one seat, why don't you take it? And I can just crawl inside your scarf.
Oh, all of you.
Why not?
Will your heart be all right? There is some oxygen in there. I don't know
Oh,
if
yes,
the
yes,
kitty
yes.
widget is using it.
I'll be fine.
Okay. All right. So, everybody. So you're just gonna strap in and go, right? Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, am I... Oh. So, like, the only part of me that actually needs to breathe is my eyes?
Right.
But it is a familiar, so you can.
So it is expendable.
Well, no, I was gonna say you can
Oh,
you can
dismiss it.
You can
Oh, you
dismiss
can
it.
dismiss it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's just have it stay out with Primrose.
Okay.
Primrose, and perhaps we can figure out if there's steering that needs to be done.
Okay. So, so the other cultists all go and they start strapping in to the chairs. Macadamia Nuts is anxiously standing at the top of the stairs, kind of horrified, watching as the bodies are climbing in.
I'm probably like kneeling on the floor with
Yeah.
the scarf out.
So we do have to address the fact that there's a a very angry kitty widget in there. So Propriety, as the first hand, as you get down and open it up and the first hand starts to crawl in, the kitty widget kind of tries to come out. What do you do in response?
Good question. Going through my spell list. Primrose, do you have any way to handle this, darling?
I could banish it for a minute.
I knock off another 5 minutes, by the way, as that's all going on. So We are down to 10 minutes left. I kind of wanted to set a real world timer.
Uh-huh.
We have 10 minutes left in the stream. That's
Oh my God,
perfect.
We do. Can I whack it really hard over the head?
Or perhaps
try-
calm it down.
Huh?
Can we calm it down, perhaps? Give it something that it likes to eat?
Do these things eat?
Do these things eat?
Right, you rolled a really high Arcana check when you first encountered these. No. They do not.
All right.
I will say to it, sweetheart.
Oh, I know. Perhaps strap yourself in, keep it under wraps. We can perhaps try to find the ring in the last few minutes.
In 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
How hard could it be? I have detect magic. I can perhaps see it glowing. It's not that large of a rocket ship.
Okay, so Propriety, you go downstairs and start looking around?
I think just a real quick scan.
Okay.
I suppose with 5 of you that were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, not all of us can look. I'm still limited to like one pair of eyes / aura detection.
So you go downstairs with the eyes and the heart and look around with your detect magic up. In that room.
I'm just gonna do a quick like all the way up and down the rocket ship, like being
Yeah.
within like 30 feet to try to detect magic this thing.
You don't sense any magic in that room. You sense magic coming through the door into that study. In fact, the door itself has magic coming off of it.
Oh, we've not been in there yet.
No. That door has abjuration magic coming off of it.
Of course.
And then if you quickly go down to the very bottom level, there's no magic in there.
Okay.
It's probably in his office.
Yes. Did you have a key? You did have a key on his
I do
body,
have a
right?
key. I have this, and I'll pull out the iron key.
Let's try the key in the lock.
All right. Does the key look like it would fit?
It does not.
And the door is locked, of course.
Yes, you
I'll
push
try.
on it, it is locked.
Well,
I jog down to where the rest of the complex begins.
Okay.
I am going to very quickly open the door, summon the kitty widget, throw it out, and shut the door. This isn't worth it.
out the front of the barn door. Okay.
Oh no, I was thinking like into the rest of the complex where we found.
oh, just to let it be burnt alive.
Downstairs where the rockets are. That spot, right?
Oh no, front door. All right, front door.
Throw it out the front. Okay. You run downstairs. Because all of this. So you have about 5 minutes left. You run downstairs, rip open the scarf, and just and it gets up and close the door as it up against the wall, and you go upstairs. Okay.
Stairs, get locked in. I crawl in to you.
Yep.
Get down.
Everyone go in.
Start crawling in. And Macadamia Nuts again just watching and sees as you start getting strapped in. Did you want to do something, Primrose?
While people are getting in, I want to cast Sending to Kaylin Brightwood.
Okay. What do you say?
Kaylin, darling, you might want to clear the area around the barn door. There's going to be an explosion in about a minute.
As Macadamia Nuts goes scurrying down the stairs and starts strapping himself in, you hear a lot of excited chatter below, and then you get a response back.
What's the response?
Oh my. Well, thank you for the heads up. I do think I will be flying over there momentarily, though, in hopes that I can stop it. Please stay. Oh! The entire tower just starts to just shake. And you hear everybody go as you feel this immense, like just intense G-force pressing down on you as everything in the room is rattling. You hear downstairs as something pops open, and then a bunch of and you start to feel this thing just. The G-force is immense. You can just barely see outside the little portholes as smoke is just starting to billow. And you start to see the tops of the towers at first rather kind of slow and then quickly leave. And within an instant, you watch as the walls just disappear out of sight, and you start to see the horizon off in the distance, feeling this G-force pushing on you, hearing the excited screams of everybody below and around you, people shouting, as it's flying upwards and upwards and upwards. You start to see outside the late afternoon light get hazier and hazier as the horizon in the distance starts to go lower and lower until eventually it's out of sight beyond the windows, and you see this strange kind of blue haze appearing, and like a very far off in the distance this like curve of like some sort of distant line, and eventually that blue haze starts to turn darker and darker, and the G-force starts to become less and less and less. You hear above and around you this strange as seemingly the pressure in here like stabilizes and your ears kind of pop, and there's little hissings of air trying to escape that then seal up. As you are going up higher and higher, you eventually watch that blue haze turn to inky black, with little specks of light in the distance that start to become brighter and brighter. The light coming through the window starts to become so bright and harsh from the what you've seen your entire life, the sun out up in the sky above. But the light coming through the windows is so bright and harsh, casting these extreme shadows across the ground before you. And that G-force lessens and lessens and lessens until eventually, Primrose, you feel your hair kind of lifting off of your neck, and you start to feel your weight of your body almost leaving you. It's a really strange sensation, and that ruckus below goes away, and you hear all these voices below go, oh, oh. And you start to see little bits and bobs in the room just starting to float. And eventually the sound, the chaos subsides until that rumbling below You find yourself just drifting. And you can see outside the little pinpricks of light starting to move in an arc. You've made it to space.
Is everyone all right?
How's it going out there, Primrose?
Well, everyone that I can see is alive.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah! You hear everybody below start cheering. And Nordy is just like, oh, yes. It's just kind of floating there. Still strapped in, but the arms just gently floating, and all the others looking at each other with glee in their eyes. Yeah.
I would like to crawl out of Primrose.
Okay.
I will let them.
The eldritch bag opens up, and as you start to climb out, Propriety, it's a really weird sensation as you feel all the weight of the gravity of the interdimensional space that you're in, and as you pull yourself out, it just kind of leaves you, and you suddenly find yourself floating out into this space. Your legs kind of getting caught on the lip of this strange wet bag. I don't know if it's wet. Maybe.
It?
Can I use like Mage Hand to push myself around?
Yeah. The faint glimmer of the mage hand, and you want to like push it on yourself, I guess.
I guess so.
Does that work? I guess it does. But yeah, you Primrose just see Propriety, or at least the heart. I don't know if all the hands follow suit, but
yeah, I think that we're all clambering out.
Start clambering out of the dark sack around Primrose's neck and start gently drifting in this space.
Oh, pardon me.
You watch. Yes, and as you're all sitting there floating, there is another strange sensation. This kind of like. And all the bodies fall, and you feel all the weight as gravity suddenly turns on inside of this tower, and you falling onto the ground, and you hear below a bunch of but you are now in the tower, seemingly with oxygen. There is gravity. There's a piece of dried meat resting on the top of the stairs that seem to make its way up here. And looking out the window, as if either of you scurry over to look out the windows, you can see below this curved sphere, which I'd say for both of you, you're probably aware of the fact, or that know that celestial bodies are these spheres that drift in this. Some call it the astral sea, some call it space, some call it the heavens, whatever it may be. But you just see it below, this blue curved sphere with the pinpricks of stars above. And the tower is just gently drifting above it. And I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session. I'm happy to do one more to let y'all do whatever it is you want to do in space, or we just end it there.
That seems good.
Yeah,
honestly.
that seems like a good ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry we didn't get to have our like little mascot with us, but like our little Leica or something.
Oh no, it's good. You just threw a self-replicating machine into the midst of Candlekeep before you left.
We did
Thinking about with
exactly.
Fred.
Yes, we did exactly what Kadam and Lovelace did.
With Fred.
Throw some interesting, potentially dangerous creature out into Candlekeep and see what happens.
Oh my god. Ow.
That should be our next like set of one shots where we play Fred in the kitty widget as they move through Candlekeep.
Oh my god. That would actually be like That would be great. I would love to see one of you play Fred and one of you play the kitty widget. Or like Fred and the fairy dragon or something.
Oh, that was incredible. We went to space. I was trying desperately to like think of a one-liner, but like a D&D themed one-liner, like one.
Did you see what Operation said?
Mission accomplished. I will be back. There we go. I don't know if Propriety does puns.
Do you mean like some kind of one-liner, like almost like a Houston, we have a problem, but like D&D
or like
themed?
one small step
Right, yeah.
for kitty widgets.
Well,
Oh, Caitlin.
that was a lot of fun. Thank you both.
Yeah, that was delightful.
This is a really, really fun adventure. I believe it was written by Amy Vorpal.
Amy Vorpal, yeah.
Who I've followed her work on a couple things, and it's really delightful. So I doubt she'll ever see this, but great adventure, really fun.
That was probably like the most bundle of fun out of all the ones we've done so far.
Yeah.
God, the silverfish illusion.
I know.
Brilliant.
Anyways,
Okay.
yeah, I guess we should wrap this up. Sorry, I was just like trying to decompress from that because it was so ridiculous. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We will, of course, see you on Monday, not on Wednesday. We'll see you on Monday, hoping the internet stays functioning. But we'll see you next Monday. We'll do a postmortem stream. And then after that, we're going to go back to Kadam and Lovelace, hopefully. And yeah. So, yeah. Thank you. Also, yeah, Winged Scribe, I did see your question earlier of how do they know about space? I don't know. They have telescopes. I don't know. Anyways, see you all next week. Thank you for joining. And good night.
Good night.